Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Okay, welcome. This is Rosemary, Nonny or RNK, and this is the Deliberate Life, except video. This is becoming more audio, but anyway, I'm going to start by singing the affirmation, which I absolutely adore. I sang this a lot, and I feel it's the theme song for the Deliberate Life. Okay, here we go. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. And if I get the chords right, even better. I need a band, man. Anyway, so yes, I got to thinking about the deliberate life, okay? The deliberate life. The gatherings are coming along, you know, deliberate success is out there. The immersion incubator, there's the deliberate millionaire, fast track club. I have a thing for the word deliberate. Hello, Rhiannon. Rhiannon, woohoo! Thank you. I am a beautiful lady, if I do say so myself. And hi, Mama Wano. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Okay, this is it. I have a thing for the word deliberate. I have a thing for the word deliberate because for too long, I lived this passive existence where I just went along with what I was told I needed to do in order to actually make it, in order for me to actually have a good life. So I did the pharmacist thing. I did the education route. In fact, I have a postgraduate education in pharmacy. I did all of that stuff, okay? Did it all, put myself out there, went along with the lines. I followed the lines. I followed the rules. I did all of that, but there was something still missing inside of me. Not only did I do the regular world stuff, you know, do the education stuff, blah, blah, blah. I did the church stuff. I did the church stuff for practically my whole life, seeking God, seeking spirit, because I always knew, I don't even know, I can't remember a time I did not know of God, basically. I do not remember a time when I wasn't in some way reading the Bible or something, searching, seeking, figuring things out or trying to, but then going along with the plans that others seemed to tell me confidently was the way. Okay, let me have a look here. Hey, Kyan, how you doing? I love your heartfelt talks and I love working with you. Yes, I love working with you too, honey. You're a beautiful example of making it happen. Thank you very much. But this is it. At some point, so I did passively do this for a very, very long time. Became the pharmacist, did all the stuff that you do at church, all of that stuff, joined the worship team, started arguing with people, you know, that if you're in the worship team, if you've been in the worship team and you're slightly unholy like me, then you will know that there's those quiet arguments. Who's on the rota this time? Who's going to play the guitar? Who's going to lead worship? This and that and the other, because there's a part of you that really wants to perform. So, and all of that stuff. I did all of that stuff and realized that I was still not quite living out the call of my life. Got to the point where I was rock bottom. Got to the point where I did go bankrupt, even though I was a pharmacist, for goodness sake. Everything was supposed to be sorted out by now, but it wasn't, okay? I started to question things in the way I was doing my faith, okay? To question things because I was serving in some ways a God who was waiting for me to make a mistake. He was waiting for me to make a mistake so that he could, you know, whack me upside the head or something along those lines. But I realized that that wasn't really God. That wasn't spirit. The path of becoming a pharmacist, it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. It's not that I didn't experience success. I did. In fact, I was speaking to my brother recently and he was like, you know what? Yeah, we can make money if we choose to stick on the conventional path. Of course, you make the choice to, my brother and I, we made the choice to become entrepreneurs, which doesn't mean you don't make money. You do make money, but it's different. It's different. And we are different. My brother and I, we're different in our family in that we're not satisfied with the conventional route. We're not satisfied to say, hey, I climbed the normal ladder of success. I got there. I can keep climbing somebody else's ladder if I choose to. I'm going to now ignore the thing inside of me that says, this is not your path. This is not your path. And so I got off that path. I got off that path. Hello, Ibrahim. Yes, that whack, that was meant for me to hear. I've been so afraid of that. Lovely blue hair. Thank you very much. And so I got off the path. I decided, because I went bankrupt. I got really depressed for 4 years because I felt as if I'd failed completely at life. But I realize now, in looking back, that actually was a blessing. It was a blessing to reach that place where I actually chose to follow my path. Not out of need, because I didn't need to. I could have remained a pharmacist. I chose to. I chose the deliberate life. The deliberate life, which to me is a life of freedom, real freedom, not just the freedom that someone tells you about, or they tell you, oh, I don't know, if you do this, then you can, I don't even know how to explain what freedom is to other people. But to me, it is knowing that I wake up in the morning and I get to do the things that I know I'm called to do without, because it's freedom, an external kind of freedom where I am making the choices about my life. It's also an internal freedom from the past, from my sad stories, from my anger, from my stress, from my anxiety, from my all of that kind of crazy stuff that used to be part of my story all the time. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I just have some good strategies in place now that means that I can handle this better than I used to. Okay? Because I do believe every single one of us is called to live a freedom life. I speak to lots of people. They want to travel. They want to wake up when they want to wake up. For goodness sake, even that little thing sometimes is taken away from you as you build a life around what other people tell you is the way to do it. And you ignore those intuitive nudges inside of you that say, this isn't your path. Rhiannon says, scary as I'm conditioned to follow, yeah, a certain path and have family responsibilities that I need to support financially. Absolutely. I have 3 princesses. I know exactly what you mean. Thanks for your encouragement. Ibrahim, thank you. Powerful. That's true. Thank you. And I get that, Rhiannon. I get that for sure. And yeah, I suppose if I hadn't hit rock bottom, I'd probably still be on the, well, I don't know if I could be, truth be told, because I've always been hungry for something more. But the universe did really need to kick me in order for me to get off the path. I really hope that doesn't happen to anybody else, truth be told. Because the people, you guys that I'm speaking to, you that want the deliberate life, you are seekers. You are seekers. We are seekers. We don't want to settle for what feels less than what we could live. Speaking to someone recently who has settled into the fact that, well, we can't be happy all the time. You can't expect that. And maybe some of y'all actually agree with that. I don't. I believe that I am created in the image of the divine, that I can be happy all the time. And if I'm not, then something is wrong. Not something for me to settle into and accept as normal, but something for me to realize, no, there is a shift that needs to happen here. And that's what I choose to do. That's where freedom comes from, because then I look at what is causing me to think that I cannot be happy all the time, that life cannot be good all the time. Because that thing needs to shift away from me. That thing needs to, I don't need to just settle into it, because that's how people live. That's how people live. There's this level that people live at. It's not really happy, but it's everybody lives at that level, so it becomes normal to live at that level. But honeys, we're not just normal people. I love all people, I do, and I respect people's choices. But this is it. I personally have a call to those who know that there's more. Those who are seeking the deliberate life of freedom, freedom from the nonsense that holds us bound, freedom from religious rules, freedom from cultural traditions that really tie us in place, freedom from false loyalty that tells us that we cannot do better than our parents or cannot do better than our friends because everybody will ostracize us, freedom to be who we are, freedom to see more of the world, freedom to discover who we are meant to be on this planet, to remember, which is where fulfillment comes from. Because as you get clear on your purpose, the reason you're here, this is it. I believe that every single one of us is incredibly important to the progression, to the evolution, you can even say, of this planet. But that whilst we stay asleep, you hear all what is going on in the world. And I say it's because a lot of us are asleep. We are settling and telling ourselves, well, this is life. We're going to say, okay, everybody is the same as me, so I must be okay. That's no measure. That's no measure of anything. Most people settle for anything. I don't want to have to put myself out too much. It's not a conscious thought. I was that person. So I do not say this from a place of judgment at all. Hey, Cece, I'm glad you find it powerful. Ibrahim, freedom is all about the life. Yeah, it's all about our life. Us moving forward, us responding to the call in our heart. Because the ones that, you guys, if I'm speaking to you, you know there is an itch. There is a something in your chest that says, there's more for me. You get the choice. It's like I wrote a post this morning. Spirit will not force your hand. Spirit will not make you. Now, one of the things I had to get free from was this whole belief around, if I don't do what God wants me to do, he's going to send me to hell. That is no way to build a freedom life. On the one hand, some religions will tell you you're free, but on the other hand, it tells you, well, you are free, but you know what? If you don't do what we think you should do, you're going to hell. Is that freedom? Now, for some of y'all, that might be a little bit shocking, but is that freedom? Let's be honest here. Is that freedom? If the only reason why you're going to do something is because you're afraid, is it freedom? No, it's not. I know that itch, and it's really pulling me now. That's why I love your post and you encourage us. Oh, thank you, Rhiannon. Actually, I'm glad that it speaks to you. But this is it, guys. Yeah, that itch, it calls us to something more. I'm going to sing this affirmation here because I just think it's relevant. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. That is definitely a promise I have made to myself. And I can say that I am so thankful for the fact that I get to wake up and do the things that I know that I'm born to do. Now, I'm sure my life is going to even expand further. But this is it. I am calling you guys to, it's not about me. It's about you. It's also about the planet on which we live. But first and foremost, it's about you. It's about you deciding that, you know what, I do want that life of freedom and fulfillment. And I know, the thing is, I know that you kind of know what it is that you need to do to get there. And I'm not asking anyone to drop everything and go, and that, you know, because yeah, like Rihanna mentioned, yeah, we have stuff. Oh, you've been the truest, strongest guide the past few months. Oh, thank you, Kaya. And I'm so much further along. Thank you for being a real teacher. It made all the difference. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. But yes, you know, and I'm not asking people to drop everything. What I'm saying is that we start to deliberately design life little by little. We start to respond to the call inside of us. Little by little, things start to change. Because we set our sights on freedom, we set our sights on fulfillment, on living out the call on our life in all areas. This is not just about one area. This is not just about your business or your career. This is about your relationships. This is about your health, your wealth, all of it. That you start to make choices, little choices here, there, and everywhere. They're not looking for some kind of magic bullet. Come on, it took us 30, 40, 50, 60 years to get to where we are right now. Sometimes people have this expectation that in 3 seconds, yeah, Rosemary, give me some kind of miracle bullet. Let everything change. It's like, if I knew that, hey, I would be a deca-billionaire or something. What I know is this: it's a deliberate life. We take it one day at a time. We take it one step at a time, where we're seeking to find others to gather around us, because this is the thing. You are surrounded by people who think being just below happy is normal, and it should just be normal, and you should just be happy with that. Well, what more do you want? They tell people like me, you want to have your cake and eat it. And I'm like, yeah, why not? I am created in the image of the divine, man. I am born for miracles. And in fact, what I want is not a miracle. It is just normal. It should be normal, but it's not anymore, because people have decided, well, you know, we live in this world. Let's just be thankful that we have a bit of food. And yeah, I'm not saying don't be. Of course we be. But honey, abundance. Abundance. Even Jesus said, he came that you may have life, and life in abundance. The thief comes that you may see, that to steal, kill, and destroy. Sometimes people think God is doing that to them, that the divine is trying to steal, kill, and destroy them, and they think it's holy to be small. They think it's holy to be small. They preach it. They make themselves out to be martyrs. You know, I'm sacrificing for the cause. Instead of recognizing, no. That's just a belief system that actually you need freedom from. The deliberate life is about deliberately designing and intuitively choosing freedom, fulfillment, abundance, defining what that is for you, and refusing to settle for less than that. And as you start to discover those three things for you in all areas of your life, you combine all of that with love, and you start to make the world a better place just by you being your best self. Just by you choosing to pay attention. Sometimes people want to go straight to I'm going to go and serve the world. I'm going to go and save everybody. But they're coming from a broken place that they're not looking at. And I'm saying, honey, you know, freedom, freedom, fulfillment, abundance, it starts with you. I'm not saying we're going to completely be insular and keep looking and belly gazing forever or navel gazing forever. No, we do both. We do it all, little by little. Little by little, I shall have my cake and eat it with nuts on top. Amen, Felicia says. I like that. Girl, we are meant to stay small. No, we're not. I'm putting fudge on top of that. I love that. And cherries and chocolate chips as well. Love, love, love. Oh, guys, I'm on a sugar-free fast at the moment. Stop talking about all of this stuff. Anyway, it's all good though. It still sounds amazing. But yes, you call that right. People often busy themselves saving others, but it's out of control. Yeah, and avoidance of their own heart. That is true. We do that. Yes, my sugar-free fast. It's going well, just so y'all know. But this is it. We do. So people sometimes rush to the saving of everyone, and then they end up more broken, because actually they're coming from a place of, yeah, controlling others, but it's also a place of, I don't want to fix what's inside of me. So I'm going to pretend and gloss over it by pretending to love everyone out there. It's not even deliberate, okay? This is not a deliberate thing. People don't, well, some people do, but most people don't deliberately do this. But you end up feeling resentful because you have given so much of yourself and nothing is coming back to you, because everybody sensed there was a neediness around what you were doing. That's not freedom either. That's not freedom either. For a long time, I was spending practically every spare moment in my church doing something, trying to help somebody, something, because I was hiding from me. And I thought it was a good thing to do. And in itself, it was okay. But I was avoiding my own stuff. I was being passive. I was being very passive. I was doing, again, following the rules. If I do this, and if I do this, and if I do the other, then surely I get a tick, and my name is definitely on the list to go into heaven. And all of that stuff, again, is that freedom. Scared that if I don't do it, then I will be alone. That who would care for me? Yeah. I've had to learn to love me. I've had to learn to love me enough to go after my vision. I've had to learn that I am an important part. And it's not proud or deluded to say that. that I am an important part of the evolution of this planet. And that as I heal, the world heals. As you heal, the world heals. Your vision, these are things I say all the time, but I need to say them to you so that they sink. Your vision is your permission. You are capable of your calling. I see too many people put their calling off, telling themselves that they will do it at some point. Let me just do these other things over here. Let me keep supporting everybody else in their vision. Nothing wrong with that if that is what you're called to. But if it's not what you're called to, then there's everything wrong with that for you, because you are an important part of this planet. I keep talking about the fact that I see that this is a vision I've had forever, this whole jigsaw puzzle vision where every single shape matters, because when a particular shape is not there, there's a hole in the jigsaw puzzle. You can't complete it. The jigsaw puzzle, when it's completed, is our planet as it could be when we awaken. When we take off all the layers that have kept us from the freedom, the fulfillment, the abundance that is ours. The deliberate life. It's where you wake up every morning with your vision in front of your eyes, listening to those intuitive nudges that tell you to do this and to do that, knowing that you are cared for, that you will not be led somewhere that there isn't a support for you. This isn't about rushing around again like trying to save the world. No. It's about healing you, and as you become more whole in all areas, you are able then, even sometimes without trying, you will make the world a better place. You will make the world a more beautiful place. You will spread love because suddenly you're loving you, honey. There's not all those blocks in place any longer. All the stuff where you're hiding, where you think everybody's out to get you because this, and the other happened. And no. You need to heal. You need to heal. Some people are proud of the fact that they don't trust anything and anyone. They don't realize how much that affects their relationship with their higher power. You think it's just the people around you that you don't trust, but I ask you to ask yourself, how much do you trust your higher power? If you are walking around saying, I'm never going to be taken in, and you see that's something to be proud of, how is that affecting you and the divine? How will you listen to those intuitive nudges if you don't realize that actually it's nothing to be proud of, it is something to heal? Guys, the deliberate life is calling you. It's calling you. I'm going to sing this again. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. You are being called. Yes, that mistrust. Working with Rosemary is like chocolate. Oh gosh, chocolate. I miss you so. Yes, that mistrust based on past hurt. Yeah, kept me small, not consistent. I'm healing so much working with you. And it goes for everyone, guys. It's not, mistrust is not necessarily something, I'm not saying we go around trusting every single soul on the planet, but I am saying check that, because sometimes people are so proud of the fact that, I'm never going to be taken in. Sometimes people are proud of the fact that they're giving and giving and giving, and so tired of giving. They're not noticing the resentment building, because their life is passing them by and they're not moving forward. This is not freedom. This is not fulfillment. Do you not know? Have you not heard that when you live a more fulfilled existence, you can't help but impact the world in a bigger, bolder way? But whilst you're coming from a place of smallness, if anything, you're just bringing people down, man. I mean, you're keeping them small. You do some good work. I'm not gonna reduce what you do, okay? But I'm saying that there is more, and you know it. You have the vision for it. Those books inside of you, you keep thinking about writing. Those speeches you want to give, man. There are certain things inside of you that you want to put out there in the world, but you're being held back from that because your time is being pulled in all kinds of different directions. Your emotions are being pulled in all kinds of different directions. And it's as you start to clean and clear, as you start to choose freedom, fulfillment, abundance, and love. Love for self, love for people. It starts with love for self. It's really hard to love anybody else properly if you haven't even learned how to take care of you. I wasn't sure where this was going to go, but I'm pleased I did it. It is time for us to wake up. And I'm calling to you. If you are that seeker, that person, I'm not asking you to drop anything, because this is a journey that we're on. What I'm asking you to do is to be open, is to put yourself in a position to choose something different. You know already that there's something more, because there's that itch, there's more. You may even be quite successful. People look at you and think, what do you have that you are missing? Why can't you just be happy? But you know you're not. Maybe you plaster the smile on. You look the part. You say the right words. You even know how to quote the right scripture. But there's something missing. There's something missing. They told you that if you came to this church or you did it in this way, or you went to that religious organization, or you did this thing, you would be happy and you would be fine. And yeah, you're kind of fine. But this isn't it for you. You know. Then I have a few different things for you. Okay? To start with, I want to give you the book, Pray, Affirm, Receive, if you don't have that. And I'm going to put that link here. Thank you. That was like an arrow straight to my heart. I'm glad, honey, that I spoke to you. Now let's get you moving though, honey. First and foremost, I want you guys to get the book, Pray, Affirm, Receive. If you got that, great. That's completely free. The second thing, there's a few different things. There's 3 things. I've mentioned them all, I think. Deliberate Life Gathering. This is where we meet in the flesh. This is becoming a thing. For real, where it's going to be a consistent thing, I think. No, there's no thing. Yes. Okay. I want you to look at that. It's rosemarynonnynight.com/deliberate life. Find out when the next one is. Show up. Maybe you're not in the UK. Even if you're not, sometimes you just need to fly over. Okay. There's the Deliberate Success Immersion Incubator. Now, this is for you where you want to just start exploring divine connection. You want to start exploring who you really are. You want to start clearing the nonsense. There's all kinds of programs and things that are going into that group. I speak to you once a week in that group so we can just explore stuff, help you start to clean, clear, get moving forward. There's the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. That's if you're already you're an entrepreneur or you're a creative and you're ready to start promoting your stuff, put yourself out there in the marketplace, then I can help you with that. Those are the 3 main things. But get the book first, because you'll be exposed to all of this anyway. But I want to tell you about this because the Deliberate Life is calling you. It's calling out to you. It's a life of freedom. It's a life of fulfillment. It's a life of abundance. And it's a life built on a foundation of love. You know if it's calling to you, and it's time for you to start doing something about it. I am committed to spreading this to as many people as possible because, well, first and foremost, it's the call on my life. So yeah, Project 334K, some of you would have heard about it, 334,000 people learning to live life deliberately because we will impact the world. And that really is the main reason, because yeah, I have children and you have children, and I want to leave this world better than when we got here. And when we look at what's happening in the world, it needs us, the spiritual people, to step up and start doing the thing that we're here to do. This is not you doing anything more than what you are here to do, not trying to save the world here, as I already said. It's about you living life deliberately, because in doing that, you change things. As you heal, the world heals. So I call you, 1, to get the book, 2, join one of these things. Come meet me live. I would love to meet you live. Join one of our online groups that will change you. Give it time though, because yes, you know what? You've spent so long immersed, entrenched in stuff that has now proven not to get you where you want to go. I don't promise you miracle bullets, but I do promise you change, because you deliberately decide that it will happen. I just help you to see things differently. And then suddenly you realize you are stronger and more capable than you thought. So happy I joined. Yes, I'm glad you joined too, Kyan. And I'm going to bring this to a close. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I choose to live out my calling. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. I will not die with my music in me. I'd love to meet you live, man. I'd love to meet you live as well. I love meeting people live. There's just something about the energy that we can share. So guys, it's time to make a decision. Are you going to live life deliberately? Are you going to choose a life of freedom, fulfillment, abundance, and love? I invite you to it. I invite you to it. Okay. Just want you to feel love as you leave. I want you to go into the rest of your day knowing that you are important. You are important. You are loved, okay? The world may have told you or made you feel in some way that you are less than who you are. You may have experienced an incredible amount of success. I did, but I still didn't know that I was cared for and loved. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that deep inside of you, because as you start to realize just how loved you are, it's impossible for you to settle for any less than everything that you can be. Trusting that universe has your back. I think it's Gabby Bernstein or something that says that. But whichever way, it's the truth. So I will put the links to all of the things that I mentioned in here so that you have access to them, starting with the Deliberate Life Gathering. So if you are available, go look. Anyway, the next date is on there. It depends on when you're listening to this. Go see when the next one is. Make plans, get here, okay? And then there's that. There's also the Deliberate Success Immersion Incubator, okay? There's that. Oh, thank you, Kyan, honey. It's always a pleasure to do this stuff. It really is. And then finally, there is the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, which is like, yes, amazing. All of these are my service to you at a very accessible level to allow you to grow without feeling pressure and craziness, but to allow you to grow, okay? Grow into who you are born to be, to strip off the layers and become you. Explore. Come and join in. Until the next time, my honeys, much amazing love. Can I ask you to share this? Can I ask you to tag people in? There's a button somewhere on your screen. Click it. Much amazing love. Let's spread the message of the deliberate life. It's time. It's time to wake up. Much love. Until the next time, honeys, thanks for being here with me. Bye.